Hey guys, Phobos here, and in this episode of Counted we'll be taking a look into Darius. Darius is renowned for being extremely powerful in the bronze to gold elo ranges. His kit showcases what a lane bully can do. He has great trading power, and at level 6 he gains access to his infamous ultimate, Noxian Guillotine, which further bolsters his kill potential. Due to his ultimate, Darius can afford to build tanky, yet still output a great amount of damage when teamfights begin. So let's start discussing some champions who are ideal to pick against Darius. As a lease, you should attempt to bully Darius from the furthest range you possibly can. Since Darius has no inbuilt sustain, neurotoxins and auto attacks will gradually output a nice chunk of damage. However, make sure to conserve your mana. If you are unfortunate and get grabbed by Darius, you will be able to easily land a point blank cocoon. From here, you can choose to either skitter away in spider form or return the trade. It is also possible to repel to avoid Darius's hooks, and equally, if you get hooked in spider form, you can use repel to escape. As a final note, it is entirely viable for Elise to grab lots of armor and health items. Items such as Sunfire Cape will aid you in this lane phase. Jace is probably the most known Darius counter. Poke from afar with auto attacks and your Shock Blast Acceleration Gate combo, and there is very little Darius can do. You should find it relatively easy to never be within grab range, however if Darius does manage to pull you in, you can disengage with Thundering Blow. Thundering Blow's base cooldown is 10 seconds lower than Darius's Apprehend, so this ability should usually be available every time you'll need it. As Darius doesn't have a gap closer, Acceleration Gate can be used to kite him. Picking Kayle is a wise choice, due to her kit seems almost built to prevent Darius doing what he wants to do. First of all, Kayle has a self speed up from Divine Blessing, which also comes with a nice heal, on top of a Reckoning which offers a hefty slow. These two abilities allow Kayle to kite Darius around the lane as long as Righteous Fury is available. If Darius does manage to hook you in, simply spam all your abilities in an attempt to create distance and begin the kiting game. Her ultimate intervention directly counters Darius's ultimate. In the lane phase, it can be used on yourself as you see Darius beginning to cast his guillotine, or in later fights, it can be used on your unfortunate teammate who is about to receive a dunk. As soon as Darius gets denied this kill, his ultimate will go on cooldown which will prevent a lot of his damage output. Upon picking Kennen, you've chosen one of the strongest top lane bullies and best top lane kiters. You should constantly poke at Darius with auto attacks and Thundering Shuriken when possible. Whenever you proc your passive, Mark of the Storm, don't forget to land an extra auto attack or two to further punish Darius. Lightning Rush is fantastic in the scenario Darius lands his Apprehend and you need to get away fast. When used, it will apply Mark of the Storm to Darius, give you additional armor and magic resistance which helps with his auto attacks and bleeds, and most importantly, Kennen will ignore unit collision, allowing him to dart through the minion line to help create distance from Darius. Upon reaching level 6, Slicing Maelstrom should scare many Darius players. Darius will have no choice but to tank this ability if he attempts to either trade or duel you to the death. Next up is Renekton. With good rage management, Renekton has the ability to outtrade Darius. Ideally in this lane phase, you should seek to trade every time you have your abilities ready and have a nice pool of rage built up. Due to Darius having no inbuilt sustain, Cool the Meek is great. At its first rank, an empowered Cool the Meek heals as much as a health potion, so use it to heal up in between trading with Darius. Upon being hooked by Darius, you can either use Ruthless Predator to hold him still, or Slice and Dice for an easy escape. At level 6, your ultimate Dominus almost fully denies Darius's Guillotine, as upon activation, Renekton gains an extra 300 health, whilst Guillotine offers just over 300 damage, as long as there are 5 stacks of Hemorrhage on Renekton. Finally, similar to Elise, Renekton can afford to rush with tanky items such as Sunfire Escape, as his base damage is already strong enough. And last but not least, Teemo. As with most ranged top laners, you want to be constantly auto-attacking Darius as he farms. Toxic Shot improves your poking power, so try to keep it constantly ticking down Darius's health pool. Save your Blinding Dart for when Darius grabs you, as this will prevent some damage from his auto attacks as you attempt to leave melee range with Move Quick. The majority of your lane phase will be spent bullying Darius with auto attacks, using the passive movement speed from Move Quick to stay out of Darius's range. Upon Teemo and Darius reaching level 6, Teemo is very vulnerable to being nuked, so try to deny Darius creep score and experience during the earlier levels. When you can, lay some mushrooms around the lane to later kite Darius through. My general tip for laning against Darius is to abuse Darius when his Apprehend is on cooldown. This ability has a base cooldown of 24 seconds and is usually left till last to rank up, so after using this ability, Darius is lacking his main initiation. This will allow you to get a little closer to him if you're a ranged champion, or if you're melee you can be confident you can trade with him and then simply walk away. Darius can snowball very easily, so I hope this advice will be useful for you. As always, feel free to check out my channel How to Top Lane if you want to further improve yourself as a player, and I'll see you next episode where we'll be taking a look into countering Aurelia.